So I've taken that very special thing, a ramen egg, and turned it into a deviled egg. So we have spicy, savory Asian flavors on this epic party appetizer. First off, we want to start off with putting our eggs into a pan. So I'm going to start off just with some room temperature water and just let that come up to a boil. In the meantime, I'm going to make the marinade for my eggs. Now I start off with some soy sauce, and then I want some mirin as well. So mirin is like a sweet cooking wine. It's pretty commonly found now in the Asian section of most supermarkets, and it's going to add a little bit of sweetness and a little bit of that alcohol umami flavor as well. And now I'm really going to ramp up the flavor with some aromatics. So I've got some ginger, and I'm just going to grate this straight in. I'm not going to peel it because we're just going to marinate the eggs, so it doesn't matter too much. And then I'm going to add some star anise as well for a lovely spice flavor. And I need to just dilute that down a little bit with some water. Now you want to let this one come up to the boil as well, just so we're heating all the aromatics and letting them release all their flavor into that marinade. Now back to the eggs, and let me let you in on a little secret. So you know how we want to have that perfect egg where the yolk part is in the center? Well, we need to stir the eggs. I'm just going to do that a couple of times as that water's coming up to the boil. So I can smell that lovely ginger and the star anise. It's only been simmering away for about 3 or 4 minutes, and that's ready to come off, and I want to cool that right down before I add my eggs into it. So I'll pop that into the fridge. Okay, one final swirl. Now it looks like that's come to the boil, so I want the heat off, and then put the lid on and leave that on the hot plate with the lid on for 10 minutes. Okay, so now that the eggs are done, what we want to do is get them straight into some cold water. We want to shock the hell out of them and get them cooling down really quickly. Okay, now yes, I'm actually going to tell you guys how to peel an egg. But I get rather OCD about my eggs for deviled eggs. I love them to be really smooth and perfect and lovely, and I hate having all those craggly cracks in the texture of my eggs. So if you bash the eggs together and focus on that bottom part of the egg, because that's generally where there's an air bubble. So I'm going to crack that air bubble and then crack all over the egg, and then put it straight back into the water so that I can get some of that water seeping in between the shell and the egg to help me get a clean peel. So you can see what I mean here. We've got the bottom of the egg which has that air bubble, which means it's easy for me to peel away that shell. And now I also like to get a teaspoon to help sometimes and just wriggle that in between the shell and the egg. Okay, now that's what I'm talking about. So satisfying. Perfectly smooth, beautiful egg. And then I'm just going to pop that into a little bag and keep going. So let's have a look at what we have, and I just love that beautiful amber color that those eggs have turned. How lovely. And not only does this soy sauce bath give us a nice beautiful look, it also adds a really great umami salty flavor to our eggs as well. Now the key to getting a clean cut on each of these eggs is to use a wet knife. So just get some kitchen paper, wet kitchen paper, wipe your knife down, and then take one of your eggs and slice through. Lovely. Look at that beautiful color contrast between the outside and that white on the inside. Love it. Okay, now just take a teaspoon and tip that yolk out into a bowl. Pop your egg white onto a platter. Now we get to the fun bit, the seasoning for our egg yolks. So mayonnaise first of all for some creaminess. And then I like to make things spicy with an Asian style hot sauce. I have my very own Marion's Kitchen coconut sriracha, which I have to say I just love. I love this stuff. I put it on everything. But you could use any kind of hot sauce you like, your favorite Mexican hot sauce, for example, or a regular sriracha, totally up to you. And then just use a fork to get that going, mashed through. And then just use a stick blender to get that feeling really smooth. You don't have to, but I prefer that really smooth, creamy texture. And now just fill each one of those egg white shells with some of that spicy, creamy, egg yolky filling. And now it's time for the sprinkles. So I'm going to do some chili flakes and some fried shallots. So you can find these just in the Asian section of a supermarket or from your Asian grocer. They just add a really lovely, crispy, crunchy, plus a savory flavor as well. And then I just want some finely chopped chives, or spring onion is fine. And there you have it, spicy, creamy, deviled ramen eggs. The perfect guest to invite to a party.